All right, how on the children to do? Y'all know this year the Queen Quet from this year Gullah Geechee TV Nation News. On the know say me dead in the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association along with this year brother, y'all, brother Ricky Wright. What going on, brother Wright?
Everything's going.
All right, now we just celebrated the first anniversary of the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association. I know you're one of the founding members and not just the vice president. Tell me, what did you think about the celebration of the first anniversary and how far the organization has come in a year?
I think the anniversary came off without a hitch. I think that in the upcoming year or years that we are being much stronger, and I look forward to working with you, Mark, myself, and the rest of the founding members. I also think that we're going to be in a situation where we can get the kids more involved.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get a grant here and there to help us.
Mm-hmm. So now when you mentioned getting the children involved, why do you think that that's a necessary thing? You know, a lot of people would say, well, I mean, y'all fish traditionally and you do it professionally. I mean, why does it really matter to try to then get grants and work with kids?
That's why it matters. Because we doing it, we like for it to be continuous things, especially with the young people. Mm-hmm. If the young people don't get involved, we'll be dead. Mm-hmm. At the sea, we're almost there right now. So that's the fight and the main focus right now. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I noticed that a lot of times you always talk about working with your nephews and taking them in the creek. And I know many times at the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition, we call on you to do things with our different educational missions with groups that come in. So you seem to have a real heart for education.
Yeah, especially for the young kids. If we get them involved, then we don't have to worry about them doing a lot of other foolish things. I mean, it was traditional for me. My parents taught me at an early age. Plus, I have a passion for it. Mm-hmm. So that's what make me want to see that it be continued in the younger generation.
Mm-hmm. So now, for those who weren't able to come and celebrate with the association, but might want to know your major thing, what would you say would be a primary thing that you would want to share with people in the public about the association and why it's important?
Our history.
Mm-hmm.
Our history. And also that we win some of our water rights back so that it could still be traditional fishing. Mm-hmm. And right now, the most things that you hear is commercial, recreation.
Right.
We can't live off those. I mean, we've been living off traditional fishing for eons and eons of years. I mean, now it's being taken away from us slowly. Mm-hmm. So we get a younger generation involved. I think that'll make us stronger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so it's education for the kids.
Right, because if you don't know,
yep,
you just don't know. Right, exactly.
You don't know, you're dead right there.
Exactly, and there's a statement that I often like to make, that what the children must know, you must teach them. Right. And so definitely we appreciate you wanting to be out there and not just be a leader in the sense of having a title, because we got a lot of paper leaders, right, but to actually be somebody that we keep seeing out here on the front line, actually practicing what you preach and working with a lot of our youth coming up.
I like to be hands-on.
That's all
like
right.
I say, I have a passion for this thing called fishing. Mm-hmm. Right now it's the shark season. My mom think I'm crazy right now.
Why?
You can't stay on water will make you black. Mom, I'm black already. I might get a little tan summertime, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Definitely. So we appreciate your passion for it, and we pray that you continue to stay black and stay strong, my brother. Always. And definitely stay Gullah Geechee. We sure appreciate you. And this year, the what going on for truth. Right? So, Hunter chillin'. This year the one more, the officer, the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association. This year the treasurer, Brother Keith Ellis. How you doing, Brother Keith?
Just fine, Miss Queen.
All right, so now we know that we just celebrated the 1 year anniversary of the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association. How did you think the event went, and why you think having this association is important?
Well, I think the event was a big success. We had a nice turnout. The weather cooperated with us nicely. We were kind of worried about the rain at first, but it did pass over, and we had a large turnout. And I think it's important because we need to keep this thing going and drum up some more members, and we need to just move forward, and it takes numbers. And I think, we already lasted the 1 year to prove that we can sustain, and this thing can have some longevity to it.
That's all right, and longevity is really the key here, because most of the members seem to have done this for many, many years already, whether they pick oyster or go get crab or fish or what. So what exactly do you do out in the creek?
I fish. I get oysters recreationally. I get a little crab. I mostly fish and shrimp.
Fish and shrimp.
Fish and shrimp is
All right, so now if you had to pick, what would be your favorite one to do?
fishing.
Fishing. Why fishing? A rod and reel or cast net? Rod and reel.
I like the feel of just the fight.
That tussle.
The tussle.
Tussle with that fish. Bring them in. So what's your favorite type of fish to catch?
Spot-tail bass and shark.
Okay. Oh, you another one with the shark. You really want to fight then.
The big fight.
You want that big fight. I hear that. So now, when did you learn, and how did you learn how to even do any of those things that you mentioned you could do?
My grandfather, when I was about 5 years old.
Really?
He couldn't go on the boat without me. So
Okay.
he move, I move.
All right, like the song said, when you move, I move,
right,
just
that's
like
right.
that. All right. So he started you off at 5, and you've continued it ever since. You have a real love for the river then.
Real love. They say a good day, a bad day fishing better than a good day at work.
I hear that. That's a good statement right there. You feed yourself.
My mama came home and I wasn't home. Keeping that river.
Okay.
Keeping that river.
So we got to check your collar. You got some gills might be up underneath there.
I might be a fish. I might be a fish now.
It sounds like it. So now, I know you do a lot of your fishing around St. Helena Island and everything, because that's home for you, right?
Yeah.
But now, so you could just as soon say, well, I could have just fished with a few homeboys. I mean, why be in a association that covers the whole Gullah Geechee Nation? Why need all that?
To get knowledge from different fishing cultures along the coast, and to spread the importance of staying out there and keeping the waterways open, and teaching the youth the fun in it. And it's more fun in that than running around and getting in trouble. Fishing is a good way to relax.
Now, see, that's a very interesting part that you mentioned. Now, a lot of people never say that it's a good way to relax.
You can go out there, sit out there all day, not catch anything, but just being out on the water. You can say you've been fishing.
Right, that's
It's
true.
not all about how much you catch, just the fact that you got to be out there. You can sit there, and it's like when you're on the boat, you ain't even worry about what's going on land until you get back.
It's almost like time is suspended.
That's right.
The whole thing. So yeah, it's wonderful. And definitely, I love being out in the water, whether it's the ocean or the creek or whatever myself. And I just feel like Gullah Geechees, there's just something about being at the water. It's like if you stay way too long, it's like it draws you back, it calls you back. And so you can't help but go out there. So we definitely thank all of y'all for staying out there. Because plenty of we been a stop on land upon until and come back and then board and thing and bring back something for we now upon any do.
That's right.
Okay then. So now, if there was any major thing that you would want the public to know about the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association as one of the officers and founding members of it, what would you say that would be for you?
I would say to come, take a part of what we're doing, and let's fight this struggle together, and they can see more about how they can enjoy the river and pass it on to the youth. And, it's just something that they need to take a closer look at.
All right, and definitely we're going to help folks to take a closer look and to get more and more support for the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association. So congratulations on the leadership and on the 4th anniversary of We Fishing Association.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep on going on, keep casting the net, and 100 children know this year that what's going on.
Yeah.
All right, honey, chillin' plenty. Y'all done see this your face on Gullah Geechee TV Nayshun News. This is Mark Schmidt, the president of the We Gullah Geechee Fishing Association and the owner of Port Ross Shrimp Company. How honey to do, brother Mark?
Doing good.
All right, so now we know the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association had a first year anniversary. How honey feel about that?
Feel very good.
So,
Real good.
so how did you think the anniversary celebration turned out, and what's your real vision from here with the organization?
Well, I think the turnout was real good, and I think the members are doing great. Our vision is now to just keep, building, getting stronger and stronger. So when we go to lawmakers and, congressional hearings and stuff like that, we'll be number strong.
Now, tell me something. A lot of people would wonder, well, why that's such a big deal? Why do you need to go to lawmakers? I mean, if y'all are just fishing and shrimping and getting oysters and clams, I mean, what's the purpose of that, somebody might say?
Well, right now there's so many regulations, we can't traditionally fish and shrimp and crabs and stuff like that like we used to. So in order to get the law changed, you would have to go to the congressional hearings and maybe even DC to get laws changed.
Right, and now I know that a number of the members and even the mission, of course, I know full well about the mission with the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association, is involving the youth and it's also involving education. Why would you think those things should have been a part of a mission of a group like this that also would be focused on getting laws changed?
Well, the thing is, if we don't teach the younger people now about the traditional ways of the way we used to survive to eat off of the ocean, it would all be going to the wayside, because if you don't teach somebody, that's coming up behind you how to do it, they won't know, and then it'll all be forgotten, in the long run.
Right, and so it's very important. I know that that's a critical part of why the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association even started, because in some of the areas on the coast, people actually have forgotten a lot of things like cast net making and boat making, and even, I'm sure, how to go out and pick oysters or dig for clams and things like that, or if they didn't forget, nobody ever taught them anyway.
Right.
Yeah, and so if there was one major thing in your mind that you would want to share with someone that wondered about whether the association really needed to exist, what would be the major thing in your mind that you would share with that person about its existence?
Well, my biggest thing is we need the organization because we can get all these different types of fishermen, and there's Gullah Geechee, and we can educate. Educate is the most important thing. I mean, we got to educate these young kids right now. The young kids are going astray, and I think if we bring them back to the traditional way of what we're doing now and the way we used to do it, and as much fun as we used to have with it, and plus you could take care of your family. You wouldn't have to go spend a bunch of money in my market to buy seafood. You could go out and do it yourself and have fun doing it. So education is the key.
Now that's interesting, because when people look at capitalism, they would never make a statement like what you just made, to say they don't have to come to my market and buy. They would rather, in a capitalistic society, make sure that people are in a condition that they got to come and buy. So that definitely is something that stands out as far as Gullah Geechee traditional living. So why is it that you think it's so important to literally teach a man or woman to fish?
So they can survive. Because, I would want somebody to know the things that I know. What I learned from the older people that taught me. I think it's important for them to learn so they at least know how to do it, because one day might not be a market. One day you might can't afford to go down there, but anybody can get a line and a piece of chicken and go down there and catch you some crabs. You can go down there and get your reeling rod and catch you some fish. So, my biggest thing is I want to educate. I want to educate the younger people coming up. I want to get them out of the streets and get them back on the ocean where, where we can survive. They can make a good living. They can make a real good living if they stick with it.
And that's the key right there, sticking with it. And definitely to celebrate 1 year together means that you and all the members, the officers, everybody has truly stuck with it. And we see the organization just growing and growing. And we truly appreciate your leadership and even being concerned about this. Because as a successful business person, you could have said, I'm too busy to go around teaching folks and being in yet another organization, but you went on and chose to do it. So we definitely congratulate you and commend you for your leadership with the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association, and we thank God on the children the day out on in the cricket thing, so all we can eat for true.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, y'all.